folks, Sandamtod here, driving home, trying this phone clip thing for my cam. Hope there's not a lot of vibration. I tried it this morning, but it was too dark, so the picture really looked like it didn't come out at all. And it was just bullshit. It was just me rambling, but I was trying to see how it looked and how the framing was with the clip. And so I'm trying it out. I think you're getting a little bit of the steering wheel, but at least I don't have to hold the damn thing and it's not bouncing all over the place. Basically, I'm just trying it out so I can know whether or not it works for the next little car rant I get on. But hope everybody's doing good out there. Like I said, I'm trying to get some videos together, throw up some more content. For some reason, because of that latest video I threw up, a lot of people have been commenting back about the quality of those Megaman, you know, that Megaman cart for $100 with a fucking destroyed label. I honestly don't know where they get off putting that up for sale with that charge. And not only that, the balls they have to put a fucking for sale sticker on it. Like they're cutting you a break from $109.99 to fucking $99.99 with that fucked up cart. Oh, they're cutting you a break. Jesus Christ. I've never even fucking played Mega Man 5. Maybe for a brief second on an emulator or something. I basically love Mega Man 1 and 2. I played the shit out of Mega Man 1 and 2 over the years, over and over and over, beat him multiple times. And Mega Man 3, when it came out, we got it, and I thought it was ridiculous that you had to fight the enemies and then refight them again, and then also refight the enemies from like the second game or the first game. I mean, that one, after that, it reached a point where I was like, man, I'm done with Mega Man. It was never, I mean, I love Mega Man, but it was not my, it wasn't a go-to game for me. Ninja Gaiden, Metroid, Rygar, Wizards and Warriors, those are my go-tos. Metal Gear, Castlevania. So, you know, when it came to Mega Man, I'd really just go, bitch, come on. Anyway, when it came to Mega Man, after the first two, I didn't really care, and I quit kind of paying attention to them after the third one altogether. I mean, it was just kind of like, I don't really give a shit. It's just more of the same. More weird robots. You gotta fight using different guns against each other. It seemed like it was novel in the beginning, the first time or, you know, game or two, but after a while it just kind of got a little repetitive. I mean, the best thing is the guns, you know, the different things you could, you know, do with the guns and stuff. And then you got that dog, and, you know, I didn't really give a shit about the dog or the, you know, the other guy, what was his name, Dash, or, I mean, I really don't remember, Proto Man. Yeah, so, I mean, really, I just didn't follow it. And I picked up, you know, the Mega Man collection on, come on. It's like this chick doesn't know how to turn at a fucking light. You know, I mean, it's just kind of like, I gave up, and then I bought that PS2 collection, and I've never really played through any of them. And it's like I told you before in a previous vid, with a lot of old NES games, I don't like playing them on emulation or not on the real system, because I have sense memory with the controller. And playing those games as a kid, it just, when you have that little rectangular controller in your hand, or the NES Max, and you go to play those games, it brings you back, you know, the controller and everything. So sitting down and playing a title like Mega Man 3 or 4 or 5, you know, on the PS2 with a PS2 controller, it just isn't the same for me. And like I said, I never really cared about those games anyway. So to see those prices on those cards, it's insane to me to see a price like that. I mean, I have Mega Man 1 and 2, like I said. I also have a Mega Man 6 cart, and I'm not sure where I got it. I think it was at a vintage stock and maybe on one of those buy two get one sale kind of things. And I think I probably thought at the time I overpaid for it anyway, you know. But it's just not worth it, you know. But if I took my Mega Man 6 up there and tried to trade it into them, I'd probably get fucking pennies on the dollar. They'd probably give me like $3 for it, and then put it in their case for fucking $80. You know, I mean, that's the real crime here. It's just, you can't go anywhere anymore and walk into a store and be surprised and happy with your purchase when you walk out. If anything, you almost have buyer's remorse once you get home, because you're like, why the fuck did I spend this much money on this? And I kind of had buyer's remorse in the last vid I did. I was almost said episode, but we're not doing a freaking show here. You know, about that Super Mario 1 in the box, you know. And I shouldn't feel like I have buyer's remorse when I leave there. I should feel exhilarated and happy, you know, like I used to when I scored, you know, the Halloween and Texas Chainsaw Massacre Atari carts for $2 each, you know, at vintage stock. Now those suckers would probably be in their case for $100 a piece, you know. I mean, it's insane, you know. Enough ranting, enough raving, and enough getting worked up over that bullshit. Let's do a little question. Since we're talking about Mega Man, whether we're ranting on Mega Man, out of the games, let's go out of the first two games. So this might take some of you out of the running if you've never played the first two games. The first two games, what is the best gun in your opinion? All around best gun. It could be the damn the gun you have when you start is really the most versatile. But there are even a couple enemies, I think, in bosses and stuff, it just doesn't work on, which I always thought at least the regular gun should work on everything. Even if it did chip damage, it should still work. But I think in Mega Man 2, there are a couple levels where you had to use that Crash Man fucking thing to blow stuff up, and killing the end boss with a bubble deal. You couldn't use your regular gun. And I thought that was kind of a rip-off, but really, ambulance on the far side of the road. I need to slow down for the old ambulance. Ambulance! Go save a life. I don't know. The first game, really, if I had to pick per game on 1 and 2, really the best gun on the first game was, I don't know, I like the ice gun because it froze things. But the elect gun, the elect man gun, if you used the cheat where you could pause and like pause freeze and it would tag the guy multiple times as it went through him. I mean, that was one of the best guns there was. And it blew out bricks. You could blow up bricks and stuff with it. So really, I don't know. I like the cut man scissor boomerang thing too, but really elect man for the first game is probably the best gun in my opinion. And then Mega Man 2, there's a lot of bullshit guns in that game that I think only really are useful on the end bosses, like the Flashman time freeze thing you use against Quickman, or the even the Quickman boomerang. I mean, it's such a short range weapon, it's almost impossible to really get a lot of use out of it. Like the Woodman shield thing is best to use on like a Crashman level or something where you're on those moving platforms and you can just stand there and let enemies run into the shield, you know. Most of them aren't that great of guns though. Really the best all around, in my opinion, gun on Mega Man 2 is the Metal Man saw blade weapon, because you could fire it in 8 directions, and it worked on almost all the enemies, and you could fire like 5 or 6 of them off real quick in a row. So, you know, in my opinion, that gun was the best. And even between Mega Man 1 and 2, I think the Metal Man saw blade gun was the best. So the only thing that it sucked for me was that it didn't work on like the end boss of Mega Man 2. You had to use the bubble thing, which was fine. I thought that was unique at the time, that you had to use the Bubble Man gun, but that gun is worthless. I mean, you had to use it on what? Heat Man it also worked on. Other than that, it was like, what's the point, you know? So anyway, I'll wrap it up, sign it off, wrap it up in a bow and package it to you, and let you leave your comments and tell me what you think your favorite you can tell me what your favorite Mega Man weapon is if it's not in the first 2 games, but you're probably gonna have to explain to me what it is, because I've never really played past Mega Man 2, so I'm not gonna know what it is. So you'll just have to explain to me what it did and how it was cool, and that's cool. I might even have to look it up or check it out and see. So thanks for coming by. Thanks for listening to a little car Mega Man rant and some bullshit and a little question. And we'll get this, you know, just kind of a talkie. And we'll see you next vid. We'll try to get that, I'm not going to say. I'll just try to get some vids up soon. This is one of them. So anyway, folks, thanks for coming by, and we'll talk to you next vid.